Good morning, everybody. We are studying about the nationalism in India. We studied about the civil disobedience movement, the persons who took part in this movement, how people saw the movements in their own way. The rich peasants, the poor peasants, workers, business communities. Then there were some limits. Limits means the people were divided into categories, and when you talk about the Dalits or the lower level and Muslims, they were not much connected with these movements. They were being avoided. Gandhiji, he came up and used the form of untouchability. He tried to make these people come together and fight for the one cause, that was nationalism or independence of India. So, other than this, there are many other things. One of them was sense of collective belonging. Means getting a feeling that people of India belong to the India only. They are not divided into communities, into groups. They belong to one country, that is where they are living. So, nation came to be seen in images of Bharat Mata. A drawing was being made and personified a country as a Mata. And people are the child of this Mata, and children have to serve their mother. So, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay created the image of Bharat Mata. There were other artists also, means various other artists portrayed Bharat Mata in different forms. So each artist was creating his own image of Bharat Mata. We went back to our history also. History means from past many years what we are doing. So we took our history, fiction, folk lore, songs, symbols to arouse nationalism, in Indians. They sang their regional, in their regional language. They sang songs. They played plays. They used some symbols. We are using the chakra, the Asok pillar. It has been taken from history. So these things were done to attract, to fill their minds and heart with nationalism. His hymns, we are talking about Bankim Chatterjee, hymn to motherland, Vande Matram, began to be sung widely in nationalist movement. So means we can say that whenever the people, the satyagrahis, when they were doing satyagraha, when they were doing civil disobedience movements, when mass people, when they were crowded, they sang Vande Matram. So to get the feeling of nationalism, that we all are standing for one cause. Nationalists began collecting folklores and legends to preserve traditions and discover national identity. So those who are divided into like Bengalis, Marathis and other religious or communities, now they were getting together, joining hands in hand to fight for their country. Natisha Sastri brought out a collection of Tamil tales So you can say that a person from South India, Tamil, wrote some tales, some folklores in the regional language, so that everyone, the person who are able to read, can speak loudly and make others at least hear what is being mentioned in the books. The person who cannot read, at least he can hear on radios or even in public when people start singing. The folklore of southern India. This is the book. Tales have been written in the book, The Folklores of India. He assumed the character of national literature. He assumed the character of national literature and was trustworthy expression of people thought and characteristics. Symbols like flags sought to unite and inspire people about nationalism. So as we know that India is a very large country, it has a lot of population, so to get the feeling in such a large area and crores of people, a lot of efforts were being made. History began to reinterpreted whatever the history was there, it was being mentioned in regional languages. Indians began to write about their glorious past and how the colonial masters degraded it. So we call our India as the golden bird. What things we had and how when Britishers came, they started looting, robbing our valuable resources. So all these things were being mentioned so people could read it, they could see by plays and show their anger to the injustice that they were being facing. This too posed problems. Like everything has some advantages and disadvantages. So there was some advantages. We were facing some disadvantages also. And during this time, we used the tricolor flag. We used three colors, that is saffron, white and green. We used the symbol the charkha, and that charkha was then replaced by Ashok Chakra. Images and symbols used by nationalist began to be viewed through religious sentiment. So, in this way, we, the people at that time, the leaders, they came together and tried to nationalize, to unite the people of the country, India, and so that they could use the power to drive away the Britishers and get independence, Swaraj.